Welcome back, y'all. So I am recording this video November 10th. It actually snowed a little bit today here in Tennessee. Just a little bit, a little dusting. They call it dusting. It didn't stick to the ground because I was a little worried at first. I'm like, man, I'm not trying to. We usually don't get bad weather until after Christmas, like February. January and February are the 2 months that we really just have to work through. Not every winter, but it's like when we get snow, it's those 2 months, and it's rough. Okay, you gotta pack your food up. I'm actually planning on getting like some canned goods and freezing some meat for the winter, so I don't have to be out in it. As you know, by watching me, I'm a delivery driver. And I'm not trying to be out in that too much this winter. So yeah. So everybody that had the little dusting today, I hope you enjoyed it. If that's your thing, I'm fine as long as I don't have to drive in harsh snow. So anyway, let's finish watching Don't Come Looking, a horror film on Tubi featuring a lot of actors that you usually see on movies on Tubi. You got and forgive me for if I say his name wrong, but Kamal. We got China, Sarah China Evolve, and then Crystal the doll, and then her real life boyfriend, who they go together, real life, also work together. He was in the movie as well. And there's also another young lady that was in a movie that I actually did a discussion on, like, if you look back into my videos, maybe 6-7 videos ago. Now, I can say she's a pretty good actress because, or should I say she has range, however that works, because in the movie I discussed with her in it before, she was like this sex addicted kitten, mysterious, sensual, and whereas in this one she was a little bit more feisty. She was more like assertive, not all like trying to be sex kittenish. So I'm like, okay, good, because sometimes when it comes to movies, especially movies that are like independent films and they're using, a lot of the same actors, sometimes people can get typecast into things. And it might not even be on purpose. Maybe the director's like, man, she was so good doing this. I want to have her doing that same thing in this movie. And people need work. They ain't going to turn down a gig, most likely. So there you have it. So shout out to her. And also, speaking of that, Crystal the doll, she's usually in movies, she's the, real pretty cute. So I did like seeing her in this, playing that role where she was taken over by the Skinwalker at the very beginning. I did like seeing that. I like to see people do different things just to see what their strengths are or what I like best about them. So we follow the horror trope of the friends in the woods, the friends in the cabin going on a little girls' trip. And they're in a haunted woods. So the sheriff, played by Kamal, comes to them in the beginning and gives them this ghost. Well, actually, he talked to the one girl mainly, who's the main character. Talked to her about, these woods, witches, they were doing stuff, and the Navajo did something, and not that the Navajo were bad, but they were like trying to combat the witches. But anyway, the woods are haunted with skinwalkers. So she keeps this information to herself, and then things start getting a little crazy. Now, listen, we make jokes about black people in horror movies, about how, like, man, we ain't doing this, we ain't doing that. I guess we're doing it now, because in the beginning, Crystal the doll sees somebody far away in the woods, just standing there, hair covering their face, and she go out there to them, ask them who they are, and take off walking after them. We don't do that, baby. Me personally would have ran in the house. I forgot where her boyfriend was, but it's like, girl, you following strange people in the woods? You're not even where you're familiar with, and you see somebody standing there with their hair down in their face, they're not answering you, and you steadily walking towards them. No, ma'am. So I wished I wanted to see a little bit more action with like the skinwalkers, right? I actually thought I was gonna see like the face of the monster, but what happens is the skinwalker just takes over the person and then becomes that person, wears their body. But they have that evil energy in them, so it's not the actual real person. They just take over their body or whatever. I think they possess their body, right? Kill them, but take over their body at the same time. So, while watching this, and of course we find out towards the end that the sheriff is a skinwalker, right? Now, when we found that out, I wondered how come he didn't attack them in the beginning. Like, he waited until, I guess, other skinwalkers took over the other girl's body. So the main character, he was battling her and she knocked him out, bashed him in the head. But I'm like, if he's a spirit, is he really dead? I want to say this, though, about Mr. Kamal, okay? I want to see this man in some more horror. Now, I'm just a little old person on YouTube. I don't know if he'll ever run across this video, but Mr. Kamal, please think about... Now, this is my first time seeing him in a horror movie, so forgive me if he was in some more other horror stuff. I'll find out, go down that rabbit hole a little later. But I feel like he has the perfect voice, right? He has that very deep, grave voice. His face is really good for horror because it has a lot of expression in it. Like, when he smiles, it lights up. When he's angry, or, when his character is portraying anger, you can really see that. And I saw online where he was actually in a play. I think all these actors pretty much are based in Detroit, right? Also, look up my video about Detroit being the new Black Hollywood. Check that out. You go back in my channel. So he was supposed to be in a play, and I was like, man, so he's a stage actor as well. So I do plan on taking a trip to Detroit. I would love to see some of these actors and actresses in a stage play, and shout out to Detroit, Michigan, man. I really do feel like they are having a Harlem Renaissance. And if you're like anybody else and you've never been to Detroit, you can only go off of like stereotypes and what you see in the news. And we know the news is 100% correct on everything, right? So I love, people make fun of Tubi and all that, but I really love and enjoy the fact that there's this emergence of Black entertainment rising out of this city that a lot of people just kind of push to the side and be like, man, they got all those dilapidated buildings, it's crime, there's no upward mobility, blah, blah, blah. So I love to see that in Detroit. Be up there whenever I get some vacation time. I got a lot going on. So we get to the credits, and the girl, the main character, she's the only one living. Her sister's dead. There was like 4 or 5. I forgot how many other girls were on a trip. And so Sarah Eva, the Asian girl who's in a lot of movies, it's funny because when you know how when you're watching Tubi, and as soon as the credits come on, at the bottom of the screen, they'll show this ticking time of like, okay, in 10 seconds, another movie's just going to come right on automatically. So what I like to do is fast forward the credits. So I don't have that still watching on my homepage. So I went all the way to the end. I'm like, oh, wait, there's another scene. Why is Sarah running up out the woods talking about, I made it. So she survived the skinwalkers, because the whole time I'm thinking it was just the other girl that was alive and she was dead just like everybody else. I'm like, she is so funny to me. Like, she's good for comedy. I've seen her in serious roles. I've seen her in suspense thrillers. comedy is her thing, and that's a huge compliment because comedy is actually hard to do. If you're not naturally funny, it's going to be very cringy. So shout out to Miss Sarah Evolve for that last scene running out the woods with that blanket wrapped around her, talking about I'm free, I made it, and all this stuff. Let me know what y'all think about Don't Come Looking on Tubi. Do you agree with me when you feel like Kamal can do some more horror? He should be a king, not a king, a face in horror. He was giving me very much like Candyman vibes. His voice, his facial expressions, his height, his stance. I think it'd be great. Shout out to my 166 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well that are not subscribed. But you know you can hit that button for me. Peace and blessings to every last one of you watching. Until next time.